Hello everyone, Parallel here, and welcome to Blade and Soul. What can I say? I'm a sucker for new classes. Whenever a new class comes out, I have to try it, and as I'm sure you've heard by now, Blade and Soul has released the new Gunslinger class. This class has just been out for a few days now, and I've been leveling one and been having a hell of a lot of fun. So what I thought I'd do in this video is take a look at the Gunner class, show off some of the abilities, and talk a little bit about Blade and Soul and some of the recent changes and all the events going on. Because along with this Gunslinger release, there was a pretty big patch changing a lot of the game systems and a lot of events going on as well, limited time events. So let's jump into it here. So this is my Gunner, and I'm currently using the Fire Spec. The Fire Spec is sort of the baseline spec that you start out with. When you start leveling the character, you start out as a Fire Spec, and you can later change to Shadow Spec. I believe around level 20-ish or so, you can start switching in between once the skill system unlocks, and you get through that point in the storyline. So yeah, just taking a look at some of the two builds are actually play fairly similar with a few key differences. Shadow is more of a sustained damage build, while Flame is more of a proc and burst damage. So yeah, so let's go ahead. I'm just going to do a little bit of leveling, do some questing here, and show off some of the skills while I'm doing that. And show off some of the amazing burst potential for Fire. I think Fire's burst potential is pretty insane, which is sort of makes it, I think, the preferred leveling spec in my mind, because the burst is so crazy that you can like one-shot a lot of even boss-type creatures. I don't know, not really one-shot, but you can burst them down really fast. Who's arguing on me? So yeah, I'm here in Lycandy Foothills, doing some questing. And I do have the quest to kill the boss bear here, so I thought that'd be a good opportunity to show off the burst potential. But first things first, let's take a look at some of the skills here. So the first skill is your right mouse button. This is just your main damage skill. You can just hold this down, and boom, it just keeps shooting rapid fire. Does, pretty decent damage on its own, honestly. But that's not the exciting part. That's just sort of your baseline skill, your filler skill. But that causes a lot of things to proc. So while I'm attacking here, you see my F is already procced right here. So that's unload. And as you are using your skill, you can see that little ring that's filling up. And as that fills up, you get bullets in the chamber in the middle area there. It's kind of hard to show. It disappears so quickly once you leave combat. But that is sort of a special little user interface that you get when you're in the Fire Spec. Oh, and there's the big bear. Let's do him in a minute here. I want to explain a few more things. But so that's as you fill up that wheel, once it fills up once, you will get an explosive shot. And explosive shot is where the burst potential comes from. That explosive shot is when you hit your F to unload that explosive shot. It does a massive amount of damage, and it's AoE, so it's really, really good. So you can, be doing this. I didn't get a proc there. So you can see it is somewhat proc dependent. But there are some things you can use to mitigate that. So, yeah, I can show a few of those abilities here. So you saw me also was what I did right there was actually reload. So let's show that. So after you've used a bunch of your focus, you can see your focus is draining down. You can see I did proc one there, so I got one bullet in the chamber there, and then it's filling up to the next bullet. All right. So you use up all your focus, and you can see your focus does not come back on its own as a gunner. You have to reload to get it back. So that's your left click. Your left click is reload. And that's it right there. It gives you all your focus back. But it does have an animation time. So kind of the trade-off there is if you run out of focus and you got to reload, you are, about a 1 second, animation time where you're not doing DPS. So that's kind of the downside of it. But it is really nice because it completely refills your bar. And actually one thing I noticed is that it doesn't put you in combat. Most of the time when you use an animation in Blade and Soul, it'll put you in combat. Another gunner over there yet leveling. But this one does not. So you can actually be like sprinting like this, and then you can reload like while you're sprinting. That pretty cool? So there you go. Just a little bit something unique I noticed there, because almost everything else, every other ability will put you in combat, and then you won't be able to sprint. So that's your left and right mouse. Now there are some ways to help your proc rate to get those more of those explosive shots, which you can then unload and do insane damage. One thing is your 4 here. So your 4 will give you up to 3 uses, but it'll give you 1 explosive round on a hit. Another thing you can use is your C, which is an AoE ability. Let's use it on this bear. So C launches up, and then it'll cause this to proc while it's going. So you can see I got 2 procs of the explosive rounds there. So you've got those 2 ways to get explosive rounds. And you can also, while you're firing, you may see a little crosshair come up above your head. I'm not sure if, I don't know, it's not the most common thing in the world. Let's see if I can get one here now. Nope. But you can get this little target above your head, and that means your 3 is ready to proc, which can also give you can see it also give you 2 more explosive rounds. So there are quite a few ways to get them. And you do get them naturally just by shooting, just by holding down your right click, the bar will fill up and you'll eventually get an explosive shot that way. He knocked me down. All right, so you want to use those all in concert. So when you actually, if you're just looking for like a standard, I'm forgetting what I have to do with this quest. Can you use those beehives for something? I'm totally forgetting what you use those beehives for. But the way you want to work your rotation is you want to be, holding down your right mouse button. You always want to proc F when it's available. Use your 4 when it's available as well. So, and then use your C when you need some burst. And there's also your tab, which gives you a lot of burst, which I'll show when I use on the big bear here, because the amount of burst you can get from tab is insane. But let's show us a few of the other abilities. You've also got your R ability, which is sort of like the it's like that Blade Master ability that puts a little bit of flame on the ground, does a little bit of AoE in a column. Handy little ability. I think that also triggers some of the badges later once you get your soul badge, but that's an ability you can also throw down, but it doesn't give you any explosive shots or anything like that. Oh, but it does pierce defense skills, so that's something to keep in mind there. What else we got here? We got your Deadlock. This is your X ability, and this is just some iframes. So let's go up here. So it gives you basically 5 seconds of iframes, and I believe it blocks up to 5 shots. So it's a very nice iframe ability. Kind of a long cooldown. It's got a 30-second cooldown, but that's pretty standard for those longer 5-second, 5-attack iframe abilities. Similar to what several other classes get something similar. Warlock gets something similar, and also like I think Summoner also gets something very similar to that. What else we got here? Yes, you get your Z. Your Z is actually sort of the gunner's utility, right? This is the reason why you want to be in a group, or why groups would want a gunner, because gunners don't get blue buff, they don't get soul burn. They don't get like a group-wide iframe. A lot of the other utility skills, they don't get a restrain like destroyers or blade dancers. But they get this. This is kind of a unique ability. So this will reset the cooldown of all of your party's abilities. And these are very important cooldown resets. If you look in here, you've got a lot of the party iframes are in here. A lot of abilities that cannot have their cooldown reset by any other means. So, for example, Soul Burn, and for example, Fighting Spirit. So blue buff. So you got blue buff and you've got Soul Burn. You can reset the cooldown of your team. Now, that is insanely powerful. If you've got a Warlock and either an Assassin or a KFM for your blue buff, they could unload that at the beginning of the fight. Then you can use your Alpha Call like that, and bam, you just reset the cooldown, and then they can soul burn again and blue buff again. That is an insane amount of damage potential from that. So it is actually pretty decent utility, but you can see the downside right here. It's got a 5-minute cooldown. So you're not using this more than maybe once per boss fight or maybe once or twice per dungeon. Well, it depends on how long the dungeon is, but so that's kind of their utility, but still a very powerful one at that. Fortunately, it's not very good for solo, obviously. It doesn't reset any of your own cooldowns, and doesn't really do much for you solo. So that's the unfortunate side. We already talked about Crossfire. That's just something you always want to use for proc up more explosive shots. Your 3 also procs more explosive shots. You've got your 2, which is sort of like a standard stacking up two stun counters. So there it goes. So he's stunned. It's good if you need to do a double stun. So that's good for that, you know, for chain stunning with your team and whatnot. Handy to have. And then you've also got your 1. Whoa, he's wigging out there. You also got your 1, which is a block, actually. Let's see if I can show this. If you block at the right time, it will also do a counterattack. Kind of similar to the KFM block, but it does have a sort of a long cooldown for a block, unfortunately. So there you go. That was the block. But you can see it has kind of, what was it? What's the cooldown? 9 seconds. 9-second cooldown is kind of a long time for a block, so you can't mess it up, and it's only a block for 1 second. So you got to be pretty tight with your timing there. So what else we got here? Let's go ahead and show our Q, E, and SS. So your SS is just your standard backstep. There you go. I gives you a little bit of iframe. Now your E is actually also pretty interesting. You see why I'm in combat here? You can see how you got 5 hook shots, and each time you use your iframe, which is your E, it uses a hook shot. Right? So you can actually use it 5 times in a row. And you see there, I actually hit it at the right time, so you get the proc. And you can actually do an F after it to do a counterattack. Hey, don't do that to me. He knocked me down. But so how do you? So now I've only got 3 of my 5 hook shots. You know, how do you get those back? You have to use your reload skill to get them back. And every time you use a reload skill, you'll see this little cooldown here. Once that cooldown is done, then you can reload again, and you'll get 2 more back. So I should have. I should have all 5 back now. Yeah, you get back 2 at a time every time you reload, as long as that cooldown timer is up. Okay. So it's actually not too bad. It's actually a pretty decent, it's a short iframe, right? I mean, the hookshot itself is pretty fast animation. It only gives you about 1 second of iframe. You know, pretty similar to like a Blade Master Q and E. But you can do it 5 times in a row, which is pretty powerful. And then you have to reload after that. And then you got this 12-second counter. So basically, you have every 12 seconds, you get 2 more charges of your hookshot back. So pretty decent as far as iframes go. So you've got your hookshot for iframe, you've got your X for like a longer iframe, and then you also got your Q. This one is a little bit odd. I've not really gotten the hang or the feel of this one yet. This one is Sky Stone, and you press Q once, it's going to launch.
You cannot do that right now.
I can't? Why not? How about over here? Okay, so there you go. So you press Q once, it launches your little stone into the air. Okay. Press Q again, and you'll go up to it, and it'll give you a couple seconds of iframes. Now you can press it again, and then press it again and go to another one, which gives you a few more seconds of iframes. That was weird. I just had some frame lag there. So you can use that to get a good, 4 or 5 seconds more of iframes, which is not bad. There's also some weird skills you can use while you are up in the air like that. But you need a target to use it. Let's see if I can go over here. They like extends your airtime a little bit. So if I go up here, you could do a 1 and then a 2. And the 2 will actually give you 5 of your explosive shots. So you can use that while you're in the air as well. But those require a target, and you can actually respec your Q and get like use your 3 and 4 is also when you're floating in the air. But I haven't really used those much yet, so can't really show those off. So that is pretty much all of your skills that you're going to be using. So like I said, your basic rotation is hold down your right mouse button, press F every time it procs, and use your 4 when it's up, and use your 3 when it's up. So basically, yeah, RMB 4F is your main rotation, and then 3 when it procs. And it's actually very similar, believe it or not, to Shadow Warlock, which I also did play for a while. So it's pretty similar to Warlock as far as the rotation goes. But here's the thing. It actually, if you are someone who's into using macros, this actually works very well. This class works very well with macros. And it'll save your wrist because the animations in this class are very fast. The procs are very fast, and you're going to be spamming a lot. So, if you do have a macro tool like, Razor Synapse or whatever you might be using, does help a lot, and it does work well with this class, which is just something to note. It works pretty well. Okay, so that was most of the skills. Let's just take a second to talk about Tab. So Tab is sort of your burst, and it gives you this lethal effect for 8 seconds. It gives you full focus recovery and gives you 5 explosive rounds every time you reload. So what you can do is you can press Tab, get off 5 explosive rounds by holding down F, reload, 5 explosive rounds, reload, 5 explosive rounds, and you can get that, do that as many times as you can during that 8-second window. Now, in theory, I've heard people you could say you can do it 5 full rotations while it's up. Oh, that gunner's taking him down. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do it here. So I'm going to do Tab, F, reload, F, reload, F. Look at that. That's insane burst, especially at this level. So that's how you get. So now I'm also going to use my C, get some more explosive shots, go ahead and stun him up, reload. So it is just a fun, fast class. He was about to use his thing on me, but he's already gone. So that is insane burst potential for a character at this level. I mean, I'm only level 43, right? So this is not endgame burst here, but you're getting like 3K plus crits at level 43, and you can just burst that, 5 rounds, and then reload, and then 5 rounds, then reload. It's just an insane amount of burst. Like a lot of the instance bosses, you can just kill within 1 rotation. You just put up like your X, do your tab, and then by the time your iframes are turned off, the boss is dead. It's such high burst potential. The only downside of your tab is that you have to be stationary while you're doing that, so you're kind of a sitting duck. So you almost have to use your Deadlock if you're going to be, solo taking down some of the little, instance bosses. So, but it's just, yeah, the burst potential is there, and it's real. So what other quests I got going on here? But yeah, that pretty much covers at least all the skills I've unlocked so far. I haven't unlocked that ultimate skill yet, which you can get with there was the proc. You saw a little target above my head. That was a proc of your 3 ability. But I haven't unlocked that ultimate skill where you pull out the rifle and do all that cool stuff. So looking forward to that. But even without that skill, I mean, there's so much damage potential here. It's pretty crazy. Gather honey and IVs around like it. So I do have to gather the honeycombs. Is that how you get the honey? Or is it certainly certain ones have honey? Man, it's been so long since I've leveled. But anyway, speaking of leveling, I thought I would also give a few tips. There's a bunch of events going on right now. And this is a really, really good time to level in Blade and Soul. Let me tell you, I mean, this class has only came out a few days ago. What was it, Wednesday it came out? And so that was I think the 13th. And all these events are running from the 13th all the way through October 14th. So it's a full month you have to have all these leveling events and all the other like loot events that are going on right now. And it really makes the leveling really streamlined. Like I said, it's only been a few days that it's been out. I'm already level 42, and I have not been playing very hardcore at all. What do I need out of these guys? I think they drop a... There it is. Yeah, needed that. But I still need this honey. Let's see if I can find one with honey here. But anyway, so some of the events that are going on right now are pretty crazy. So since it's been so long since I've played... there we go. Since it's been so long since I've been playing Blade and Soul, so many things have changed. So a while back, they sort of streamlined the quest line where... Or I don't want to say streamlined, but they buffed all of the XP that the main storyline quests give. And so that was a while back that they did that. And I haven't leveled since that point in time, but it really makes a huge difference. Most of the leveling I've done has been only doing the storyline quests. And that's gotten me all the way to this level. I'm actually even over-leveled for where I'm at right now. But on top of what, some of that streamlining they did in previous patches, now with this event that's going on right now, there's actually an event where the XP from story quests is increased by 50% for all of the acts, except for I think like Act 5 was excluded for some reason, but that's way late in the game. You're already level 50 by then. Like Acts 1 through 4, the whole thing all have 50% extra bonus XP. And trust me, that is more than enough. You could just go through just doing yellow quests, and you will be fine. The only other quests, I've done a few blue quests here and there. But what I did mostly is also the daily quests. And the reason why I did the daily quests is because they give... They give actually Naryu coins now, which is kind of odd. You didn't used to get those until level 50, but they got rid of like the moon water stones and the Viridian stones and the Cinderland stones, and now you just get Naryu coins, and that's kind of the currency all the way through the game, which was again another little streamlining quality of life change they made a while back. That was a very nice change, but it means you can use these Naryu coins to buy nice things from vendors, and you can actually... something that I noticed, and I don't know if anyone else, I'm sure other people probably noticed this before, but I just noticed this, is that you can actually purchase, with Naryu coins, you can purchase brilliant Hongmoon keys for Viridian and for Cinderlands. So, little tip there, if you're leveling up, just do a couple daily quests, and you can easily buy Viridian and Cinderland keys, which is fantastic for leveling up, because that means you can open boxes and just get the weapon you want and not have to grind the early dungeons. I mean, really, you don't really need to run any of the early dungeons more than once, and you're going to have your weapon, and you're going to be all set to keep leveling. So that is really cool. I just happened to notice these in here. I don't know when they made that change, but if you're leveling now, just take note of that. Do a couple daily quests, and boom, you got your Naryu coins, and you can buy brilliant Cinderland and Viridian keys. So just a little tip there. But with the streamlined questing, with the bonus 50% XP, and from the temporary event, and just the buffed XP for story quests overall, you're like all set. It's so fast. You can just go from yellow quest to yellow quest and just get everything, and just streamline through it. Just plow right through everything, which is very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, even the story quests give the weapons you need, like weapons, accessories, even 8 packs of the soul shields. It just gives you everything you need as you're, just from the rewards of the story quests. What do I need to do? Bow? Why is my caps lock on? So, yeah, even if you're not leveling a gunner, I mean, level any class, until October 14th, while this extra bonus XP is going on for storyline quests. It is just so fast. A funny thing else is I noticed is that while I was leveling is that often when you complete the quest, yellow quest in an area, it will actually give you. Oh, someone's doing lichen. Oh, it's dead. When someone's actually doing, or when you actually finish the yellow quest in an area, it will actually unlock. Sometimes, not all the time I've noticed, but sometimes it will actually unlock the Windstride to the next area, and you don't even have to run there. So you can just teleport to the next area, do the yellow quest, teleport to the next area, do the yellow quests. It's really streamlined, and it's actually a lot better that way, in my opinion, because the storyline quests are the only ones that are actually worth it. I mean, let's face it, all the blue side quests are pretty pointless. They're just very generic, kill 10 things, collect 10 things, so it's pretty, forgettable anyway. So, I mean, I'm glad that they just focused on the storyline quests for this, going forward here. So that is, all those things they've done to improve the leveling experience, and I have to say it has helped a lot. So what else? What other events are going on right now? Where is this? Oh, is this the one on top of that? Yeah. So there is actually another event going on, which is the Tower of Memory, which is actually kind of funny because I've actually run that event. I did a video on it on this channel from... Uh-oh. I'm falling off. Geometry is so bad. There's actually the... it's the same event that was running as the last Tower of Memory, but they did make a few improvements to it. As I've been running it, they did streamline even that event. If you actually go back and look at my channel, I have a video from the last Tower of Memory event from like a year ago, maybe. It's been quite a while. Oh my goodness, I'm getting stuck on rocks. Let's do it this way. But yeah, so they streamlined the event as well this time. In particular, when you get to the third floor of the Tower of Memory, when you're fighting, the Jyansei with Poharin. Now it only takes Poharin 2 grenade shots to kill it, which is way better. It used to take 4. So if you go back and look at my old video on that event for the Tower of Memory, you'll see it took 4 shots, so it really speeds up the event runs, which is nice. Very much appreciated. So you can run that Tower of Memory event. Oh yeah, and let's take a look here. So the Tower of Memory event actually has its own set of rewards. The currency you get for the Tower of Memory event is this here, these memory bells. And just FYI, the event right now is giving the wrong item, the daily quest for it. Where is it? Yeah, this one. It's giving these coins of memory, which is not the right item. They did make a post about this on the forums, the developers did, that they're trying to make it so... in an upcoming patch here, they're going to make it so these coins of memory can be exchanged through the antiques window to be exchanged for the memory bells. So if you get these coins of memory, hang on to them, because they may in a future patch fix it so you'll actually get your memory bells from them, which would be very, very good. I hope they do that. Yeah, from the rewards for that event are... this right here, a lot of good stuff actually. You got weapon skins, you've got a full outfit, and you've got sacred oils, which is not too bad. You've got your Xenos disc, you've got hexagonal Hongmun hexagonal gem. You got all kinds of good things. Tyken skin, man, Tyken skin they made a lot easier to get. I'll say that much. When I left, these things were really rare, but now they're pretty easy to get. But here's the big thing that the big reward for it is, of course, the outfit set. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. My game crashed for some reason, but I'm back, and I was about to show the rewards for the Tower of Memory event that's going on right now. And the big reward, of course, is the Blood Raid outfit. Let's go ahead and show this on my character, which was what I was doing right when it crashed. So here you go. Here is the Blood Raid outfit, and you probably will recognize this from all of the marketing material for the gunner. Yeah, this is pretty much in the cutscene and that in the trailer that was released, even on the loading screen and everything else. This is the outfit that the gunner is using, so that's pretty cool. If you want this, you're gonna have to do the Tower of Memory. Let's go ahead and show it on all the races. It looks pretty similar in all the races, honestly. Not a huge difference on any of them. It does have the little backpack, it's got the blindfold, and then it's got the outfit itself. So definitely a pretty cool looking outfit. Definitely worth your effort. And now that the Tower of Memory event has been streamlined, it's a lot easier to complete. Particularly the third floor is so much faster. It's a lot less, it's a lot less painful now, so it's worth doing. And it only requires 45 memory bells. And by completing the run, I think I was getting about, you get at least 4 from the completing the quest. Then in theory, you also get 2 from completing the daily quest once they fix the issue here with the coin of memory. So you can actually complete this fairly quickly. About 10 runs or so is going to be able to get you. There's a random chance the box you open will give you more of the memory bells as well. Just doing the event itself, 10 runs will get you to the outfit. So that's not bad at all. And the accessories, these are only 10 and 10. So pretty reasonable, honestly. Not too bad as far as the grind goes for getting an outfit. You've also got the weapons. These are 25. Again, pretty reasonable for a weapon skin. All of these prices are not too bad, honestly. So, pretty nice little event there for the return of the Tower of Memory. What other events we've got going on here? So there's actually another one that's a pretty interesting event. Oh yeah, and I did want to bring up the... I was going to bring up the store, but there is, in the store, you can actually purchase, I believe, 2 memory bells per day on an account. Oh, there it is, on one store. All right. So you can, let's see what it is here. Oh, maybe it's just 1. Yep, it's just 1.
You have exceeded the purchase limit.
Yep, so you can purchase 1 per day on your account. But, so that's the Tower Memory event. But there's another event that's going on that's kind of unique, and that's this Jyansei's Jackpot. This one, how this works is you can actually buy 1 of these jackpots per account. And then what you can do is open this, and each time you open the jackpot, it goes up a stage. So if you start out the one you actually buy from the store, you can only buy it once, and you can only put it on 1 character. But each time you open it, it will go up a stage. So you open it, and then out of that, you will get a couple prizes and also the next stage of the jackpot. Then you have to wait for a 10-hour cooldown, and you can open the next stage. You get some prizes, and then the third stage of the jackpot, and so on and so forth. And once you get up to stage 10, supposedly this will be giving you the what outfit is it? The Wonderland outfit. So that's a cool. If you missed that outfit the previous time around, you can actually get it through this Jyansei's Jackpot, and a lot of other good items. Like it gives can give those legendary jewels, soul stones, upgrade materials, all kinds of good stuff. But you can see here as I'm mousing over it, you can see it 100% gives the Jyansei's Jackpot Stage 2. So you're guaranteed to go up to the next stage. So it's a pretty cool event. You're guaranteed to get all the way to stage 10 and get the outfit, and you can get a bunch of other random cool prizes along the way. So that's, and a lot of XP charms you get. So that's a really good event as well. But you do have that 10-hour cooldown, so if you only do it maybe like once or twice a day, it's going to take you 5 to 10 days to get to stage 10. Now, this event, they're also going to let you buy a second jackpot on the 27th of September. So kind of halfway through the event, you'll be able to buy a second one and do it on a second character. Again, very, very cool. So that's a lot of really good events. And one I'm forgetting about. How could I forget about this one? Trove. Trove is back. And so if you are a whale, this is the event for you. You can go full wallet warrior and you just buy hundreds of keys and stock up on all kinds of cool materials. There are some unique outfits you can get from this. I can't really preview them. I don't believe they're shown anywhere where I could actually preview them. Unless they're in the wardrobe, maybe? Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not even sure what their name is. No, Breezy is not one of them. Oh, but there is one thing I can show you. Is it here? This is one of the items you can get. This cat headband. It's actually similar to one they gave previously, but this one is white. I know another one of the items, like the big thing that I would want out of this is Yura's hair. So you can get a wig with Yura's hairstyle. Is it here somewhere? Yura's hairstyle. There you go. That'd be so sick. That would be awesome. I want that so bad. But yeah, that's another thing you can get from the Trove. There's a few other unique outfits. They had screenshots of it on the Blade and Soul website. If you just go there and check out the blog, they have screenshots of all the outfits you can get. But that would be sick. That looks awesome. I really want Yura's hair, but yeah, I don't know what the chances are of getting that. It's probably insanely rare. But so yeah, that's looking really cool. That would be something I want, but again, if you want that, you're gonna have to go full Wallet Warrior. Just make sure if you do want to go all in this Trove, make sure you unlock all of your slots first. I've seen people like buy keys and not unlock the slots. That's a complete waste. Make sure if you're gonna go in all the way, unlock all the slots first, and then because then each key reset gives you all those. You know, you get a selection from all of those items. So make sure you do that first if you are gonna go for the Trove. But that's a lot of events going on. So this is a really good time if you're looking to get into Blade and Soul, or if you just want to get back into it and level up an alt, or if you want to start with the Gunslinger, which, you know, is excellent. I've been having a lot of fun with this class. You know, it's a good time to get back into it. All these events, you got the leveling event, you've got the Trove, you've got the Tower of Memory, you've got the Jyansei's Jackpot. You know, with all the streamlined leveling now, there is just so much, you know, it's such a good time to get back into it. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend it, guys. The Gunner is a hell of a lot of fun. All the events going on are very much worth it. It's even fast. I mean, I did go for premium myself, but even without premium, it's going to be no problem. You'll be able to level quickly and have a lot of fun. So what can I say, guys? Gunner is looking great. I don't know if this is going to be a new main or not. I'm definitely going to get it all the way up to level 50, do some dungeons, and just see how it plays compared to my other favorite classes like Force Master and Warlock, which are probably my two favorite other classes. But, I mean, it's just been a hell of a lot of fun so far, so I can't complain. So there you go, guys. Good time to get back into Blade and Soul. You've got until October 14th to enjoy all of these events. So, you know, get in there, create your Gunner, have some fun, level up quick, and check it out, and, you know, there you go. All right, guys, so, yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. That's all. Bye for now.